Shalom and welcome to Yeshiva B'nai Noach. I'm Tom Averna. We're studying the book Teach Yourself to Read Hebrew, and we are now in chapter 5. Again, reminder, please make sure you purchase the book to take the course. And we'll get started here. We're going to do something a little bit different today. So I want to introduce you now to the alphabet song, and the link for this song will be in the description section at the beginning of the video. So I would recommend that you go there. I have not been able to get this to play as part of the recording here, so at any rate, I'll put the links in the description section. The advantage of working with the alphabet song, just as when you learn the English alphabet, it helps you to get the sound, the mnemonics into your mind as you're listening to it, and to repeat after it as you sing along. So in this particular one, and I'll put the link for this one as well as the next one, which is a fast version. But I'll put both links in. This one takes it slow, so you can kind of go through it, and then as you get better, the fast version. The other thing that I want to tell you about the song is that, again, we haven't finished the alphabet, so there'll be some letters that you haven't seen yet. But even on those that you have seen, there is what's called a final form that we haven't looked at. So some of the letters will have 5 of them, as a matter of fact, in the Hebrew alphabet, have final forms. What that means is that the shape of the letter, when it's at the end of a word, will actually change. Now, in this book, they have a separate chapter on the final form. Some books have them together with their letters. But in this book, it's not going to be till towards the end that you'll pick up the final form. So just be aware that you'll see some forms in the song for letters that you've already learned, and you'll say, oh, I don't know that form. That's what it is. It's the final form that's going to look a little different when it's at the end of a word. So with that, again, you're welcome to stop the video and then go and watch or listen to the YouTube video, or you can do that later as you like. And again, this is the fast version of the song. The link is in the description section at the beginning of the video, so you can stop the video and go and watch it, or watch it later. And just keep that link handy. There's another link, I think, at the very beginning of the book in the description section in chapter 1. And I think it's a different link. So it's the same song. It's Debbie Friedman, which is my favorite. But if you Google Alef Bet song, you'll get a lot of other versions. You might find one that you like better. But this is a great way to cement the letters and their sounds in your mind as you listen and sing along with it. Just another way to learn. So go ahead and either stop the video, go to YouTube, or continue with the video, and we'll continue with our lesson. So here's a review of what we've learned so far. You can see we're over halfway as far as letters that we've learned from the alphabet. And we picked up Alef, we picked up Bet and Vet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet, Yud, Kaf, Chaf, Lamed, Mem, Shin, and Tav. And then the vowels we've learned, we have and you don't have to remember the name of them, but the kamats, which is an ah sound, patak, ah sound, chirek, which is an e sound, as in b, the chirek yod, which is also an e sound, and the tsere, tsere, so a vowel, and the tsere yod, the same thing, a vowel, ay, as in hey. So those are the vowels. All right, so again, as always, I'm going to ask you to stop the video and then practice just reading these across. Come back, I'll read them across for you and with you, and then you can practice on your own as need be, and we'll continue on with lesson 5. Go ahead and stop the video. So let's go ahead and start now. Across, a, ba, vi, gi, de, he, va, za, chi, ti, ye, ke, cha, cha, la, mi, she, te. All right, and then go ahead and stop the video. Practice on your own if you need to or as you need to, and then we'll continue on. So here are the 3 letters we're going to be looking at for lesson 5. We have the nun, the samech, and the ayin. So get a little bit of a break today as we're only going to pick up 3 new letters as we go through it. And the nun can be looked at. There's a couple of things that might help you remember the nun. One is that it's very narrow at the top and at the bottom. It doesn't extend as much as some of the other letters, so you can look at it that way. The other thing, if you can see it, you can kind of look here. You can see the profile of a nose. See the tip of the nose here goes up. If you're looking at it sideways, this is kind of a profile of a nose. I don't know, that might be a little hard when you're actually reading it in smaller letters to see that, but that's another way that's been used to remember that. And then, but just otherwise, just that it's very narrow. It's a narrow letter. Of course, the vav is the narrowest letter, but this one is narrow in relation to other letters besides that. Anyway, this is the N, the nun sound, nun, the N sound, I should say. All right, so there's that. And then the next letter is the samech. The samech is, it's a circle. If you can see that C is an S, circle, but it's, if you put a face in here, 2 eyes, a nose, and the mouth is smiling. It's a smiley circle. Smiley circle. So there's another way to remember the S sound. And the other thing, and I mentioned with the lamed that it was a lizard, but this also is a snake. If you can see that, you have the head of the snake here. It curls around itself. And so this is definitely the S sound for a snake. I think that is generally the easiest way for me anyway to, at the beginning, to recognize the letter is just to see that. But a snake, a circle, a smile, at any rate, it's the S sound, samech. And then the last letter we're learning today is the ayin. And the ayin is the second silent letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Remember, we had the Alef already. So just as with the Alef, when you see the ayin, you are not going to make any sound with it. You're just going to pronounce whatever vowels are underneath it. If there are no vowels, then you essentially ignore the letter. Now, again, it has no sound. To remember the name ayin, it's kind of interesting because it does mean eye, and you can kind of see 1, 2 eyes here, and even the nerves that go down from the eyes. You get the whole picture here, but in Hebrew this is a word for eyes or eye. So again, this is the ayin. It's a silent letter. Now, this is an interesting one in that the Alef we don't have a pronunciation for. But the ayin we actually do. And again, in modern Hebrew, it is a silent letter. So that's all you have to remember about it. But just for your information, Arabic speakers have retained the actual sound of the ayin. And the reason that both the Alef and the ayin are silent letters is because they were considered I guess, too difficult for most modern speakers to be able to handle. And this has a kind of a guttural NG sound, lion, 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 something like that. One of the interesting things to note with the ayin, just to give you the fact that this pronunciation did exist at one time with this sound, or this letter did, is the word for Gomorrah, Sodom and Gomorrah. Actually, Gomorrah begins with the ayin, so it's actually Sodom and Gomorrah, Gomorrah. I think Gaza also has that name or that letter in front of it. At any rate, it's a silent letter, so all you need to remember is that when you see this letter, okay, and it's going to look like another letter, but this is much more open. It has the eyes at the top that are very distinctive. So again, when you see this letter, you know that it's silent. All you're going to do is pronounce the vowels underneath it. Okay, let's go on. So as we did before, let's practice with the new letters that we've just learned, beginning with the nun, the N as in now. And as I'll ask you to stop the video, kind of practice these on your own, and then come back. I'll read them across, and then you'll have an opportunity after that to stop the video again and practice on your own. So go ahead and stop the video now. All right, let's get started. So line 1 across, we have nay, nay, knee, knee, na, na, nain, nain, na, nay, na, nay, na, nay, nay, neen, nay, neen. Line 2, na, ni, na, non, ni, nay, na, nay, na, nay, nay, non, nay, non. Line 3, nay, ni, na, nain, na, nay, na, 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 nay, nain, nay, nain. Line 4, nay, ni, na, nain, ni, nay, na, nay, na, nay, nay, none, nay, none. Line 5, na, ni, na, nain, ni, na, na, nay, na, nay, nay, neen, na, nay, neen. Okay, go ahead and stop the video, practice on your own, and we'll continue. Now we have the samach, the S sound, one of two S sounds we'll find in Hebrew. The samach, S as in sun. And again, go ahead, stop the video. This vowel, of course, should be under the letter. It's not quite positioned right, but aside from that, just pronounce it as if it were directly under the letter. So go ahead and stop the video and practice. We'll be back. All right, let's read across. We have, again, the S sound, so si, sa, sa, say, see, say, see, sa, seesaw, see, see. Line 2, see, say, sa, si, sa, si, sas, sa, say, sase. Line 3. Say, si, sa, say, si, say, sa, say, sa, say. Si, say, si, say. Line 4. Say, si, sa, say, si, say, sa, say, sa, say, si, say, si, say. Line 5. Say, si, sa, say, si, say, sa, say, sa, say. Si, say, si, say. Okay, go ahead and stop, practice on your own, and we'll come back. And our last letter for this chapter, the letter ayin. Again, it's a silent letter, just as a reminder, in biblical Hebrew and among Arabic speakers. Today, you will hear it pronounced, but again, what we're learning is a silent letter, so the only thing you're going to pronounce will be the vowel underneath the letter. All right, so this is kind of a vowel practice here. Go ahead and stop the video and practice. Okay, reading across, we have A, E, A, 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 E, A, E, A. Line 2, A, E, A, A, E, A, 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 E, A, E, A. Line 3, A, E, A, A, E, A, 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 E, A, E, A. Line 4, A, E, A, A, E, A, 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 E, A, E, A. Line 5, A, E, A, A, E, A, 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 E, A, E, A. Okay, and if you need to, go ahead and stop and practice on your own, and then we'll continue. So here you have the sound-alikes and look-alikes for this lesson. And of course, the sound-alikes, we have the two silent letters, the Alef and the ayin. And the look-alikes, we have the gimel and the nun. But remember, the gimel has a gap here, a gap. The nun has none, no gap. And it's narrow, and it's a nose. But again, the gimel and the nun as look-alikes here. So now we pick up our vowel for this lesson, and this is the vowel E as in bed, eh, eh, eh. One way that I've heard to remember it is it looks like three eggs, three eggs. So if that helps you, again, that's the eh sound, the eh sound. It's called sagol, and to remember that, people talk about this as a flock of seagulls, but at any rate, that'd be a little confusing because the sound you want to remember is the eh sound, okay? So again, you put it together with a consonant, b, d, and you get bed, head, get, So again, the sound. The three dots are the sound. Again, if you can remember it as a bunch of eggs at any rate, and go through that. But that's your vowel sound for this lesson. So now let's practice. Go ahead and stop the video, read across, and then come back. I'll read with you, and then you can practice on your own as long as you need to. This is again page 34 in your book. If you want to use your book, go ahead and stop the video. All right, let's continue on line 1, and we're going to practice the new vowel here with e, be, se, de, me, te, le, e, ge, ne. Line 2, be, ga, ne, ech, he, he, cha. So a lot of silent letters here as you're going through it. Recognize especially the Alef and the ayin are the two specifically silent letters. Letters at the end, when the hey is at the end, it's generally silent. Otherwise, you would pronounce, like in this case, you would pronounce the letter at the end, but no vowel underneath it, just ech, and you stop with that consonant, giving you one syllable. All right, so again, if you need to, practice on your own, and then we'll continue. And here's your writing chart. If you want to spend time on that, I highly recommend, as I said before, that you write out your letters. We're not going to spend any time in class doing that, but go ahead and practice this as much as you need to be familiar with the letters, and then write the letters across over and over and over again, repeating the name, nun, 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 or the sound at any rate, samic, s, 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 and then the ayin, put some vowels underneath it, and or if you just want to remember the name, just go write it across, ayin, 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 and practice with that. Skipping some of the first exercises, exercise 4, we're actually not going to spend time with this, but again, write the following English words with Hebrew letters, and remember, it's possible to spell it more than one way. So go ahead and take your time with this. You don't have to do it now. You can come back to do it later. If you want to look at this again and see the video and stop it here, I give you some examples, but please try it on your own first, and then see what you can come up with as far as that is concerned. We'll continue on. So now we skip to exercise 6, and it says, read and enjoy the following combination. So something to tell you about this. These are all English words. There's a story here in English. As you pronounce the letters and the vowels, you will hear the English words. So that's what you're listening for, and see if you can figure out what the story is. Take some time with it. I'll come back and we'll read the story together, and then you can practice it on your own. Okay, let's go ahead and stop the video. Okay, let's see if we can have some fun with this. Hopefully you got the gist of the story at any rate. See Betty, eat. See Betty eat. Eat Betty, eat Betty, eat. See Betty, eat. Quiche, see Betty eat quiche. Eat quiche. Betty, eat quiche. Now the plot twist comes in here. See Bob eat Betty's quiche. C. Betty beat Bob. Okay. Hopefully you had some fun with that. Go ahead and practice it again on your own a little bit. And this is the kind of exercise that you can do with almost any. Again, especially after you get the entire alphabet down. With any English document, any English folk tale or story that you want to kind of translate using Hebrew letters, it's a great way to practice being familiar with the sounds of the consonants and the vowels by doing that. So there's lesson 6. Have some fun with it and practice it. Then come back. We'll continue on. All right, so we're going to continue with lesson 7. These are all Hebrew words, so read them aloud. And as we've talked about before, at the end of the chapter, there are some vocabulary words. You can come back and see if you can find them in either 7 or 8. You can also look for words that you've had in the past. We're not going to spend time with that now. But right now, go ahead and stop the video and practice reading the words across. All right, let's get started with line 1, and we'll read across. Eved, Eved. Agel, Agel. Ada, Ada. Ane, Ane. Na, Ana. Case, case. Line 2. Say, vel, sevel. Sicha, sicha. Sachav, sachav. Sig, sig. Selah, selah. Salach, salach. Line 3. Nikah, nikah. Neched, neched. Nisa, nisa. Again, ignore the dagesh and letters that don't change their sound with it. So it's just going to be the S sound here. So nisa. Next one is nisi, nisi. And we have negev, negev. Nachal, nachal. Line 4. Malay, malay. Melach, melach. Maka, maka. Michal, michal. Mita, mita. Mavet, mavet. All right, so practice through, and we'll continue on. Go ahead and continue with lines 5 through 8. Read it as best you can through it. Take your time, syllable at a time. Don't worry about trying to put a whole word together. If you can, wonderful, but that's not the goal. The goal is just to recognize the letter, the consonant, and the vowels. And take your time. One syllable at a time is the best way to do it. And read through it. So go ahead now and stop the video. Okay, let's read together. Line 5. We have la, at, laat. Li, B, libi. La, ad, laad. La, ma, lama. La, maid, lamed. Le, vi, levi. Line 6. And some of these words as we go through them will sound familiar to you. If you pronounce them, you'll hear names, which will generally be the ones that might be familiar to you. But there are some other Hebrew words that you might have heard before that you'll pick up as you pronounce it correctly. And again, you'll go through the vocabulary, come back and look for things if you want to. The goal, again, is just to be able to read. Line 6. Ka, ved, kaved. Ka, lil, kalil. Ke, lev, kelev. Ka, tav, katav. Ki, say, kisei. Ka, la, kala. Line 7. Yesh, yesh. Ya, shav, yashav. Ye, led, yeled. Ya, da, yada. Ya, chid, yachid. Ya, ya'a. Line 8. Ta, me, tame. Ta, va, tava. Te, vach, tevach. Te, vet, tevet. Ta, le, tale. Te, ne, tene. Okay, good job. And practice on your own, and we'll continue. Now try reading 9 through 12, lines 9 through 12 on your own, and we'll come back, read them together. Go ahead and stop the video. Okay, line 9. Cha, yil, chayil. Che, lev, chelev. Cha, tav, chatav. Cha, ya, chaya. Again, you're ignoring the dagesh in the yud here. It's irrelevant to what we're doing here. So just pronouncing the consonants and vowels. Cha, ya, chaya. Chi, el, chiel. Cha, yat, chayat. Line 10. Za, ka, zaka. Ze, ze. Za, vach, zavach. Ze, vach, zevach. Ze, ved, tseved. Za, hav, zahav. Okay, line 11. Vi, chi, vichi. Vav, vav. Name of the letter. Vav. Va, yat, vayat. Again, Aleph silent, so you just kind of pass over it. Va, have, vahav. Va, Lad, valad. He. Line 12. Da, sha, dasha. Da'at, da'at. Delet, delet. Hey, teal, He, zeal, zeal. All right, practice again on your own, and then let's continue. So here are the words we picked up in this chapter. Again, we're not necessarily going to spend too much time with them, but we have the Negev. We have Shana, which is year. Shana Tova means Happy New Year, or literally good year. Good Tova, good, and Shana, year, good year. But that is the New Year greeting, Shana Tova. Levi, which is, of course, Levi, the tribe. And Salach, forgive. Salach, forgive. And your last page in your book, learning hints and suggestions. I'll let you kind of go through that and use it. Again, reminding you, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at the email address is at the beginning, is in the description of each of the lessons. It's joyfultimes@yahoo.com. You can also, of course, leave notes or leave comments in the comments section. If you have questions, if you need to have me listen to something, or if you need me to do something else with you that would require an audio connection, you're welcome to email me, and we'll set up a time for either a phone call or a Zoom call, and I can help you out as best I can there. So again, just use the comment section, use the email section, and continue on. So this has been Chapter 5, Lesson 5 in the Teach Yourself to Read Hebrew book. This is Yeshiva B'nai Noach. I'm Tom Averna. Thanks for learning with me. Shalom.